All right, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. This is Tech Tuesday, and today's class is on managing your digital footprint. So the first question is, what is a digital footprint? In simple terms, it's a record of your online activity, and it shows where you've been on the internet and what you've left behind. Um, it grows when you deliberately share something online, when sites and apps track you and your activity without your permission, which kind of sounds creepy, but it's just as simple as, accepting an app and not reading the privacy information on it. And when your data falls in the wrong hands, you're up for identity theft. So it's really important to know what your digital footprint is. Digital footprints are super relevant right now with everything we're seeing with news. People in social media are sharing things, posting things, making comments on people's posts. We see it, in all different realms. But specifically, you're going to get Googled at some point and they're going to see what you've said. So it's really important, especially for younger people who are maybe starting a career. Your employer could just go and Google your name and see what pops up. And depending on how clean or professional your digital footprint is, they'll either see that, oh, this is a stand-up person. They don't post fake news. They, have a clean profile. Everything they say is kind, as opposed to, we've had some data breaches recently with some certain websites that are kind of coming out and showing the types of things that people believe in and provide money to. So again, your digital footprint is super relevant right now. And hopefully today you'll get some tips on how to either keep it clean or, ways to be proactive in the future. So how does your digital footprint grow? It's super easy. If you're going to open a Facebook account, you're starting a digital footprint. If you're going to open an email account and then start signing up for newsletters, different types of websites, creating logins, accounts. That's again, growing your digital footprint. Online shopping, that's expanding your digital footprint because we're getting shopping habits about you. Not we, but in general, the internet is seeing your shopping habits. Certain websites put cookies on your browser. So they're seeing everything you're looking at. So all of a sudden you're looking at a news website and you see an advertisement pop up for a clothing company you were looking at clothes at for the other night. So that's just your digital footprint growing more and more every day. Again, you just have to be aware of the information you're deliberately sharing because that's what you have the most control on in regards to growing it. So just keep that to a minimum. But again, there's always, when you are downloading apps or using apps, they'll either share your information or they don't, or they store credit card information or they don't, but it's just important that you take the time to read their privacy and security settings. So what is in your digital footprint? When it comes to shopping data, it's going to be any kind of online purchases, creating an account with a shopping company like Amazon, registering for newsletters. Even registering for the library's newsletter is is part of your digital footprint. Downloading and using apps for shopping on your phone, that's part of your digital footprint. When it comes to save financial data, it's when you're opening credit card accounts online, when you're storing credit card information in shopping websites, if you're using a mobile banking app or maybe Venmo. Venmo's kind of risky. It's kind of popular right now. It's kind of replacing the whole concept of writing a check to someone to reimburse them. But it's also there's a social media aspect of it too. So I'm comfortable with it with Venmo, but it's sometimes necessary these days. If you're buying and selling stocks, you're reading about news articles, you're doing all of that from your phone. That's part of your digital footprint. Subscribing to financial websites. Your health data, this is kind of tricky. Any time you're registering on a website, say with a gym, that's being tracked. Subscribing to fitness blogs, going on Pinterest, saving fitness pins to your Pinterest board. If you're receiving healthcare, like virtual visits with your doctor, that's part of your digital footprint. And any kind of, if you have a Fitbit and use their app that's tracking your fitness activity, there's also a social aspect to it. You can see your friends, you can have competitions. That's all part of your digital footprint. And probably the most important part would be the social media and news aspect of your digital footprint. You sign up for news stories, you're going to get those in your email. You may repost news stories. So you see an article and you're like, I'm going to share this on Facebook. And so you share it on Facebook. Or you see a friend do that and you're going to share their post on Facebook. You're growing your digital footprint. Making friends on social media is expanding your digital footprint. Posts that you see of a friend or a post you make, a friend of a friend can see it. Logging into or creating accounts using your social media credentials. So like, say you go to, I'll talk about Zulily, which is a shopping store that you can subscribe to. They allow you to sign up using your Facebook information. So like it links up to your Facebook account. That's a way for them to promote or target you for products on your Facebook page. But I highly recommend never creating an account using your Facebook credentials. It's like begging to be kind of hacked, have your Facebook account hacked. So try not to do that. I know it kind of makes it a little simpler, but it's risky for yourself. Okay, so to start the journey of protecting your digital footprint, you should Google yourself. That's like the first place to start. Just typing in your name in Google and pushing enter will bring up the number one site that is popping up in people's searches about you. If you look at images, you'll see images possibly of you or other people with your name. I know that I just tried Googling myself. I do it occasionally, but I did it last week. And the first thing that popped up was a bio about me from a presentation I gave 3 years ago. That was the first thing. And it was just really random. And I emailed the vendor immediately and I said, please remove my bio from your website. I don't want this to appear in a Google search. You can do that. And they said, yes, we will remove it. It can take a couple weeks. So I'll just keep checking to make sure they actually follow through. But I didn't want that being the first thing, reading about myself, my professional career. They can find that, say, on LinkedIn, but I didn't need that to be like explicitly there in front of their faces with my picture. So yeah, Google yourself, write down some of the things that pop up first and kind of go from there. So limiting the types of data you share. So the best way to protect your digital footprint is to limit what you share. So before you fill out an online form or give your personal information, evaluate if the payoff is really worth it. And I run into this with my dental provider, going online to look at my benefits or to find a dentist. My account number is my social security number, and they want you to enter that on their website when you log in. And that just makes me incredibly uncomfortable. I have never signed up for their online services because of that, which makes it kind of annoying to like get help from them because I have to call. But that just concerns me. So when it comes to the kind of data you're sharing, that's just an example. But there's other things as well. Always steer clear from unsafe websites. Sometimes the computers track this for you, like they'll say this is not a secure website, like when you try to go there. So pay attention to those. But when I say secure website, it's the first part of the internet address. HTTPS stands for secure. And if you don't see that, you should probably go elsewhere. And never share, if you do go to an unsecured site, that's fine. Just don't share any personal information. Don't log into that website because it's not secure. All right. Number 3, don't enter personal data on public Wi-Fi. And this gets so tricky because a lot of people don't have private internet at home. So they do have to go to, say, the library and use their public Wi-Fi. And that could be the only way that you can, submit your driver's license renewal or submit passport information. All of that would be on public Wi-Fi. So it's tricky because you may not be able to do it privately. If you can do it on your phone through your network and it's super like with personal data, that's what I would recommend if you can. But you just kind of have to be cautious of public Wi-Fi. Delete any old accounts. So if you have an email, let's see, when did I get my first email? I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, 25. And from there, if I had continued to use that email for every account I created, it would be like probably over 1,000 different accounts. And when I say account, I mean like a website, a news provider, all sorts of different things. Just think about them. Go through your email and look and see what you have there. And I don't go to this website anymore, so go and delete the account. How do you do that? Well, there's a website and it's shared in the handout that shows you accounts link, like how to delete your account from that vendor. So you would have to create a list of vendors, but then you could go to this website and see the steps to delete your account. And this deleting accounts reduces your digital footprint. It reduces the risk of that company being hacked and then your personal information being found. Check up on your medical records. So thieves aren't just targeting your bank accounts. They also want your medical records and your health information. And they could be using it to get personal treatment. So it's always good to, and I don't know how everyone is doing their, managing their medical accounts these days, but just log in. If you do it via internet, your digital footprint, log into your healthcare provider and see if there's any open claims, or call them to see if there are any open claims, just to double check. That's the best way to find out if there's anything going on with your health information. Don't log in with Facebook. I just explained why you shouldn't do that. It's just begging for your account to be hacked. Use an identity protection service. So this would be like, my credit card company offers this for free. Sometimes you can pay for them. I can try and find a few resources for you if you want to do that. But check to see if any kind of accounts you have offer that as a service. It's worth finding out. Let's see. Limit what you share in social media. So social media is great. It's a great way to connect with people, a great way to find out what's going on in your local community. It also makes oversharing super easy. So before revealing like your locations, your travel plans, pictures of your children or grandchildren, or other personal stuff, just double think that before you actually share it. And always keep your software updated, because your updated software will include the most current security patches. If there's any kind of security risk that your computer provider finds, they'll create a patch that will try and fix it and make your computer more secure. And then also act fast as you can after a breach. So say, for example, and it's happened to a lot of people, you'll find that all of a sudden your friends are getting random posts or friend requests from you on Facebook. And it's because your account's been hacked. So immediately, change your password as quickly as you can. If you feel you need to go a step further, then delete your Facebook account, depending on how built up your profile is. But definitely, if you find out at any point that your accounts may have been compromised, change the password to something super strong immediately. Like if you have a Mac, I don't know if PCs do this, but if you have a Mac, they create secure passwords for you when you log into websites. So definitely try doing that. That way it will prevent you from using the same password for multiple sites. So is there a good digital footprint? Um, Maybe. I mean, there's everyone's going to have a digital footprint. That's just a given these days if you're online. So the best way to keep your digital footprint clean is to be smart about what you're sharing, be kind about how you speak to people online when you're in chats or conversations, and monitor what information, monitor your various accounts to see if there's anything weird going on. And actually, let me share a video that I found. And it's an old video. It's from 2013. Let me stop this real quick. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. It's from 2013, but it is super relevant still. It's about your digital footprint, and it's about how you can keep a kind digital footprint. Okay, give me 1 second. Hopefully you will be able to hear this once I play it. Oh no, my Zoom account isn't updated. I'm just gonna try this real quick. And if you would be so kind as to just type into the chat, which they won't be able to see on the recording, but just type into the chat if you can see, um, if you can hear the sound on this. So I'm just going to play it and you let me know. Okay, so you can't hear the sound. I'm still going to play it, and if I'll make it a larger screen. There's no like narration really, it's just music, but read what it says because it goes over what I said, but it's just super simple, easy to remember terms. So let me make this larger. And you guys can hear me now, right? My voice. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, so I will push play. I'll start from the beginning too. Okay, so I love that video. It's a good acronym to remember. So think is basically, let's see. Think is the acronym. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? And that's going towards what you're sharing on the internet and social media. So let me get back to this. All right. All right, and let's see. So doing a digital clean, I have actually taught a class just on this, and I'll include like a checklist in the email follow-up I send, and it's on our website too. But it's a chore and a super big task, but take the time to go through your online presence. So your old accounts, what email information you have, if there's been any data breaches, and clean up your history. I've actually gone through my Facebook account and deleted almost all of the pictures I had posted because they just don't need to be there. No one needs to see them. There's just old stuff that doesn't need to be there. And really the strategy is just, it's time to clean. It's time to wipe your footprint away as much as you can. However, still having a safe and productive online presence. Again, the THINK acronym is super, I just like what that teaches us. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? That goes most importantly these days with social media, but in general, just something to think about when you are doing stuff online. All right, so I am going to stop the recording and then I will go ahead and we can talk to your heart's content about this. So let me click